What's up? Good morning, everybody. Chewy and Neck Convention Day. We got another One Piece chapter review, and it's One Piece chapter 1063. Man, this chapter, woo! Let me tell you something. In the words of the immortal Ric Flair, woo! Man, Oda's swinging for the fences with these chapters, man. And I didn't get a chance to review chapter 1062 because I've been so busy. That chapter was also just amazing as well. But this one, man, it doesn't spell right now for one of our fan favorites. It does not bode well for one of our characters right now. But we'll find out here. We'll talk about this here in a little bit. Anyways, guys, if you guys can, do me a favor, like, dislike the video, comment down below, give me your thoughts on this chapter. Subscribe to the channel. Of course, I want more One Piece content coming up. I will be reviewing the Hunter x Hunter manga when that comes out too, so that'll be fun to do. But yeah, guys, definitely do me a favor. Subscribe down below. Turn on the notification bell. You'll get your notifications whenever I do a chapter. And that's it. So anyways, guys, let's start reviewing this chapter. So this chapter starts off with, of course, Luffy and Bonnie eating up a whole bunch of food in Vegapunk's lair with the giant Vegapunk, who's one of the 6 Vegapunks that make up Vegapunk, right? Because right now what we understand is that Vegapunk has split up into 6 different entities, and there's one up top that's the main Vegapunk, right? And that's really interesting. So it's because he got so busy that he just split up his split Vegapunk. Plus he split himself up into 6 different ways so he can get a lot more work done. And it's really interesting what they did with him and the names of some of the Vegapunks. One is Pythagoras. I can't say the damn name. Edison and all that are like former inventors and all that stuff. And then Lilith is the evil one, which that's whatever. So that's really interesting. So we talk to the giant one here, and of course Bonnie, Chopper, and Luffy are full, right? They're like full belly and just having a good time, and from there, they talk a little bit, and of course that Vegapunk goes off and has to get some work done and goes away. And Luffy, Bonnie, and Chopper, of course, they they go back to normal really quickly after eating all that food. I just always love that with Oda. Like, they eat all this food, they get huge, and all of a sudden they're small again. Like, it's just one of those things that makes me laugh every single time. And so from there, they walk around. They're looking at the city, the area that they're in, and seeing how everything works. And they go to a clothes machine, and then Luffy puts on these clothes, and he looks like kind of like one of the machines that are there or whatever. And from there, Bonnie and Chopper follow suit along with Jinbei. Bonnie's looking real nice, to say the least. She's looking really, really good. And Jinbei puts on a Hawaiian outfit. Of course, he's like a fishman, and he loves the beach and all that. Jinbei wants to put on a Hawaiian suit or whatever, so that's really cool. And Chopper puts on basically the same suit that Luffy has on, and just whatever, so they can put on all these clothes. And this city seems really interesting, right? Like, the fact that you have a machine that can make any kind of food that you can eat is really cool. And you can make this machine just you can put on any clothes you want or whatever. Seems like Vegapunk has like ideas, right? And it's interesting. It gives you insight into the character a little bit. Not that we know anything, we don't know anything yet, but it gives you insight. He cares about food. He cares about people wearing clothes and all that stuff. So it seems like he cares about the needy. So maybe he's inventing these things because he wants to end that kind of stuff. The poor and all that, not having clothes or not having food. That's really interesting to know. Not to know, but just to you start to the insight. You start to see how this city's built, and then from there, all of a sudden, things get crazy because now we see this officer Kuma, right? And and of course, Luffy notices it's Kuma right away, right? And he gets sense because with his hockey, he's using his observation hockey, and he's in Kuma. He notices that Kuma's going to charge him, and Kuma sees him. He starts charging him. You know what I mean? He launches out a laser right at Luffy and all that stuff. And once Kuma launches that laser, you see the look on Bonnie's face where Bonnie's just like in shock, right? Like just because we find out, we know that Kuma is Jewelry Bonnie's father, and where Kuma has fallen, becoming this lifeless robot, this murder machine, and just to see him do all this stuff is just it hurts her, and she just wants to get him back, right? And at least that's my interpretation. She wants to get him back to normal. That's her father, and it's just crazy to see. I mean, it's sad to see Kuma like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is like a character. I never thought I would care about a character like this much. In Bartholomew Kuma, but within the New World and how he's been written, pre-time skip. Like, he's a really interesting character, and I really want to find out how he got to this point and what happened. You know what I mean? Was there a deal with him in the government or whatever? It's just interesting. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, so Kuma launches the attack, and of course, Bonnie and everybody, they brace. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, oh my god, the beam comes out. Luffy goes and attacks Kuma, and of course, Jewelry Bonnie stops Kuma. He stops Luffy from attacking Kuma, and once Bonnie does that, of course, Luffy's like, hey, why'd you do that? And Kuma continues to attack, and she goes on and says, that's my father, right? And Luffy and Jinbei are like, what? Like, that's the dude that you're talking about that got turned into a cyborg? And she's like, yeah, it's him. And from there, what's cool about this is that, Bonnie, she's crying, and we see an image of Kuma pre-cyborg, right? And, he's just happy holding a Bonnie. And I'm wondering if this is before or during his time with the Revolutionary Army, right? And it's just sad, man. You know what I mean? It looked like Kuma was a good dad and just a good person overall, especially the way he was acting with the Straw Hat crew back then. And, it just seems like he's a good dude. And it's just crazy to see where he's at right now. It's sad. You know what I mean? It's really, really sad. But all right, that's fine. So then that happens, and of course, Luffy tells him that's just a pacifista, and then from there they do an attack, and then we see an explosion, at an island or whatever, right? And, the part of the island gets blown up or whatever, and Kuma's just going nuts, right? So then from there we get to the best part of this chapter, and man, let me tell you, I'm excited this is going down, but I'm sad because I'm pretty sure these are death flags for a certain character we all know and love. So we cut to a certain scene in the New World, and it's it's Blackbeard, right? And it's actually Blackbeard. It's not anybody else. And chasing somebody, and we see hockey. I think we see like lightning strike or whatever. I mean, it could be some hockey here or whatever. We don't know. But someone's getting attacked. And, of course, we see the submarine sub, and it's Trafalgar Law. So Trafalgar Law is getting attacked right now, and I'm sad because I'm pretty sure Blackbeard's going to crush him, and it's going to suck. So, they're trying to patch up all the, the submarine and all that stuff because they're getting attacked, and they get attacked like that again, they'll get submerged. And they're talking about they won't be able to escape. And then all of a sudden, we start seeing Trafalgar Law as a chick and Beppo as a chick. And then, like, the other, like, fodder characters for Law's crew as a chick. And we're like, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, how do they get, like, did somebody get Ivankov's ability and is just turning people into women and all that stuff? So, and of course, we start seeing more people turn into women. And, we find out that this is Doc Q doing this. He has an ability that hands out diseases or whatever. And we'll get more of an explanation here in a second. But, yeah, he keeps doing these attacks, and he keeps gender flipping the people. And, of course, Law's figured out stuff with the Emperor, and he uses hockey and negates the ability, right? And turns right back into a man again. So, of course, then, we find out it's Doc Q's ability. And then from there, he's just doing these attacks, with these diseases that he does. And we find out that Doc Q has the sick fruit. So he could just make any diseases or whatever. And then Doc Q's explaining, after a certain amount of time, you develop antibodies. And, you then from there, you develop a remedy for the disease that you got or whatnot. It just happens, right? And he says he calls this one my lady. So he just turns people into women. That's Okay, that's hilarious. And then from there, we get one of my favorite Blackbeard characters, Jesus Burgess, right? And the reason why I love Jesus Burgess is because he just reminds me, he's a wrestler, right? He's got the wrestling mask on, and his laugh is funny as hell. Like he's just a muscle guy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And his laugh is hilarious. It's like wee ha ha ha. He has the buff fruit, and basically he just makes him a lot more stronger than what he is. So from there, Jesus Burgess picks up an island, and not an island. It picks up a mountain or something, and just chucks it at Law and their crew or whatever. Actually, no, what happens here is Van Augur teleports Jesus Burgess over to the island, and then from there, Jesus Burgess picks up the mountain and sees Law's crew. And, Law's analyzing all the crewmates. He says Van Augur has the teleportation. He says Jesus Burgess has the superhuman strength fruit. And he's like, these guys are like, they hunted for these weird devil fruits, and now they're just all ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They're just ridiculously strong. And Burgess is just going to go jump up and just toss this mountain or this piece of land at the Heart Pirates or whatever. And of course, Law is going to teleport out, use his room, teleports, the crew out. And then from there, we see Blackbeard come in on, Doc Q and the horse, and we see that the horse ate a devil fruit as well. And that the horse ate the mythical Zoran fruit, Pegasus. So, but now the horse can fly and all that stuff. So that's interesting. So the horse is eating a devil fruit, Doc Q's eating a devil fruit, and now, of course, Blackbeard's on top of Doc Q, and Doc Q's like, get the hell off me, you weigh too damn much, and the horse is like, stop it or whatever. So here we go. We get Law and Kid talking, and Teach was like, he wanted to know which one he would run into after they left Wano. Dude, Teach, his way of thinking and everything is so well thought out. Like, he just knew where to be once Wano ended. Like, there's something up with this character that we need to find out, right? He's too calculated. He knows too much, right? There's just something very, very unique about Teach. He knows too much, right? He's very calculated. He's very opportunistic. And the fact that he was like, I knew one of you were going to come this way. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, did you know that there was 3 different ways they were going to leave? What if they all left one way and you never saw any of them? So it's interesting that he Teach is a very interesting character. So now he was running into Law, and right now, he's explaining, since Big Mom and Kaido are gone, he's all like, the world's gonna turn upside down now. He's like, everything's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? Like, now it's all out war for the for the One Piece, and it's all out war for the control of these seas. Kaido and Big Mom are gone. There were 2 pillars in the way. Now they're out of the picture. Now what? And then from there we find out Teach, figured that Kaido had one of the poneglyphs, and he's like, just how many load poneglyphs rubbings have you got? I'll be taking them off your hands. That's exactly what Teach says. Now, that leads me to believe that Teach has a poneglyph rubbing. He specifically mentions that how many load poneglyphs rubbings have you got? How does he know that Law and Kid and Luffy have load poneglyph rubbings? That's because he has one. He has to have one, right? He probably has the missing poneglyph. Now that's interesting. So now it looks like Oda's setting something. We're doing a lot of Blackbeard stuff. And I said, this arc is leading to the Straw Hat Pirates versus the Blackbeard Pirates. I don't expect Law to win here. And Oda, please do not skip this fight. Do not skip this fight. Please spend the next 1 to 2 to 3 chapters having this fight between Law and Blackbeard. Because Law is ready to fight. Law's like, look, I expected I have to fight one of you guys. And he's like, listen, this is an all-out battle for the road poneglyphs. And he's like, let's go. So Law's ready to fight. Blackbeard's ready to fight. Now, I feel bad for Law because he's going to be fighting all these people on his own because his crew's kind of, Beppo's low tier, right? And that other dude is like kind of low tier too. Like, he doesn't have strong crewmates around him. Now, is there a possibility somebody comes by and helps Law? Maybe. We don't know. Now, the thing is, Law does have the Obi Obi no Mi. If he does need to get away, he can. Will he? Probably not. I mean, he is a D. I mean, he probably will stick around with his crew, but this means Law's probably going to die. Or here's a situation where Blackbeard beats Law. Maybe we find out, maybe in this battle we find out Blackbeard has the third devil fruit. Beats Law, right? Probably doesn't kill him, but uses him and kidnaps him. Because here's the thing, Luffy has the other poneglyph, right? Actually, hold on a minute. Law has Zoe. I don't think Law has Whole Cake Island's poneglyph. And we know he has Wano's. Wow. There's a possibility that Law has all three and then Blackbeard has one that's missing. So he doesn't need... Okay, so Blackbeard does not need Luffy's poneglyph. I was trying to think of a situation where he beats Law here and then uses him in a hostage situation where, trying to get the last rubbing from Luffy, right? Because Luffy has Zoe, but then Law was there. Luffy has Whole Cake Island, but from what I understand, Luffy gave them load poneglyphs, so I'm pretty sure it's one from Fishman Island. So this is it. So no, I think I think Law probably gets beat here and takes a dirt nap. I just want to see the fight, man, and I'm sad that it's with Law right now. I just want to see the fight. And please, Oda, don't skip this. Please don't skip this hype battle right here. Let us see what Kaido does. I mean, what Blackbeard does against Law, or vice versa. If Law beats Blackbeard, wow, it's not gonna happen. But if Law beats, I want to see it, right? Don't skip this fight, please. Please don't skip this fight, Oda. You know what I mean? Please don't. And this might be the best time to showcase that Blackbeard has a third devil fruit. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. That's the review today. I love this chapter. This chapter was amazing. You find out, of course, everybody finds out that Kuma is Bonnie's father. We know that, but the people in the story now know that, like Luffy and Jinbei and all them. Blackbeard's going for the gold. He's going for the win right now. And he's going up against Trafalgar Law. And I'm sad to see this happen, but Law's going to take a dirt nap. So my favorite character is going down, man. I hate to see this. But this is how the story's going to go. This is how the story's going to progress going forward. Just, Oda, don't skip this fight. Please do not skip this fight. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like this, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more One Piece content coming up. Comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this, man. Do you guys think Law's going to take a dirt nap? Do you think this is going to go a different way? Is Blackbeard just going to get all the poneglyphs here and GG the entire GG the entire story? Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. And, just keep reading One Piece. We're not on a break, so I can't wait to read next week's chapter. Oda, please don't skip this. Have a wonderful, blessed day, guys. Take care. Catch you on the next one. Bye.